Hello there everyone, Sizzle season patch notes have just been released a day before the actual patch is about to happen, like it always has been. I'm sure all of you are super excited for what it has, so without further ado, let's take a look at it together. Now sorry if I do sound like I'm whispering, it is actually 3 AM here, so bear with me, but let's do this. If you want to check this out together with me, the link is going to be in the description of this video. And yes, as I said, this patch is going to be released on the 1st of June. So in 2 days, they added 3 new songs that will play during the battle. I actually thought it's only going to be 2 with the announcement that was today, but it seems it's 3 songs that are added. I can't wait to hear what those are gonna be. The one I listened to, I absolutely loved. New main weapons have been added to the game, the S-Blast 92 and the Paintbrush. The new blaster can switch between 2 ways of shooting. Normally, it fires shots that have smaller explosion in exchange for the ability to hit distant targets quickly, while when the player jumps and fires, the weapon will release shots that have a larger impact but a shorter range. The paintbrush, the first swing of the paintbrush is slow, but in exchange it can continuously fling powerful ink shots at great distance. The benefit offsetting the slow first swing is the ability to quickly ink turf while running forward. I'm actually quite curious how that's going to be, so this might be a really good turfing weapon. The new weapons that have been added are the Anaki Splattershot Nova, H3 Nozzle Nose Dolphin, Rapid Blaster Pro Deco, S-Blast 92, Big Swig Roller Express, Paintbrush, Heavy Splatling, Custom Dually Squelchers, Light Tetra Dualies, Tenta Sorel Umbrella, and the Spatana Viper Deco. I think all of you already know the kits, so I'm not gonna go into this, but you can check them on the link in the description. There has been some weapon changes, it seems. Both the Carbon Roller and the Carbon Roller Deco, when the player holds the ZR button to ink while moving forward, they will now reach top speed approximately 1/6 of a second faster than before, so it's actually getting a little bit of movement buff. Not bad. It's especially really good for Salmon Run if it's going to get this buff. The Octo Brush, they reduce the amount of ink consumed by swinging the brush by approximately 6%. And they also reduce the amount of ink consumed when holding the ZR button to move forward by 7%. That is actually really good, an overall buff for the Octobrush. I wonder how many more swings it will be able to do with that, but we shall have to test it. The Snipe Rider also got buffs, it seems. They reduce the amount of ink consumed by approximately 13%. They also increase the movement speed while charging and while fully charged by approximately 13%. I don't know, honestly, if this is going to be a big change to the weapon. I personally would love to see charge holding for this. I'm not a big fan of the Snipe Rider, and I don't think this will change anything, really. Oh, the Splashomatic is getting painting nerf, it seems. They shortened forward ink spread from the point of impact by approximately 10%. This basically means that where the bullets are hitting the ground, you're going to be painting 10% less forward. The sloshing machine also got a nerf. They're basically going to be firing slower, if I understand it right. And then we have a nerf for the Spatana Stamper. They narrowed the width of ink launched by horizontal slashes by approximately 14%. That's actually quite a huge nerf. And they increased the amount of ink consumed by approximately 30%. That is a massive nerf to the weapon. I'm quite curious what it's going to be in the future. I actually thought first when I checked the Japanese notes that this is going to be a nerf to the Viper, but this is a massive nerf to the weapon overall. All right, we have some special changes. The Big Bubbler has its maximum radius increased, so the bubble is gonna be bigger. And it's also getting reduced damage taken from special weapons to approximately 50 to 75% of what it was before. That is actually massive. This is massive buff to the Big Bubbler. People were really panicking about the Tenta missiles and what it's going to be in the next season. A lot of us have already been saying that the H3 Dolphin with the Big Bubbler is actually going to be a counter. And this pretty much is a counter. Big Bubbler is probably going to be the counter to Tenta missile spamming. Now Tacticooler, they extended the drink's effect duration by approximately 2 seconds when not equipped with the special power-up gear ability. The effect duration gained from equipping the maximum number of special power-up abilities will not change. They also made it easier to activate the effect from the special power-up gear ability even when the player only has a few items with the gear ability equipped. Honestly, I don't know what to think of this. This doesn't seem that significant either. Overall, I don't think that's the buff Tacticooler needs. We will need more opinions on this, so let's move on instead. Super Jump, they increase the radius of ground inked when decoys drop by approximately 40%, and they also increase the minimum damage dealt by decoy explosions from 25 to 35 damage. They also made it possible to aim for nearer positions than before. This is not bad overall. I think like the decoys are gonna be more annoying, and that minimum damage up is also nice. Ultra Stamp. Alright, what is this? They have shortened the effect duration by approximately 1.5 seconds when not equipped with a special power-up gear ability. The duration from the gear ability did not change. They also made it easier to activate the effect from the special okay, it's basically the same as the Tacticooler there. So this is pretty much a nerf. The Ultra Stamp basically won't last as long as before. Points required for some special weapons have been changed. Neo Splashomatic increased by 10, that's a good one. Rapid Blaster Deco, another 10. Ballpoint Splitling, another 10. Interesting. I really agree with the Neo Splashomatic. The other weapons I'm not sure about. Probably the Ballpoint Splitling is good too, but here I think the Neo Splashomatic's nerf is the most important. Alright, let's see what else they have changed. They made it so that players cannot super jump to a teammate's position in tower control mode when the teammate jumped from a tower to a wall, and their current position is separated from the position of the tower that would be the super jump destination. I think this is probably like an answer to an exploit or some trick that people have been doing. Maybe some of you actually know which one this is. I don't play that much tower control, but if this is against any of those exploits, then it's a good change. They also made it so that when certain conditions are met, two players on the winning team who made great efforts will celebrate each other's brave fighting after performing their victory emotes. Wait, this is interesting. So this is the confirmation of duo emotes that are going to happen. I wonder what those conditions are. Like you have to have the same emote perhaps, or I'm not sure, but that is awesome. So basically you will have duo emotes, celebration emotes, which is awesome. They made it possible to select from two different ink color combinations when color lock is enabled. Okay, so this is just more quality of life. That is awesome for colorblind people or for people who have trouble in general with colors. So that's awesome. More accessibility is always amazing. Moving on over here, they're basically announcing challenges that we already know about, and I think the changes to Anarchy Battles is basically introducing League Mode. If you don't mind, I'm not gonna go through all of this. It's basically introducing and explaining the basics of both modes, so feel free to read it yourself. I would rather actually go on and see if we're getting any major changes. Changes to Salmon Run. Holy moly, what is this? Are we actually getting full weapon changes just for Salmon Run? What is this? Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Okay, let's go. Dynamo Roller. Reduce the amount of ink consumed by horizontal swings and vertical swings by 25%. Reduce the amount of ink consumed when holding ZR and moving forward by 33. Massive Dynamo Roller buff for ink consumption. Octobrush, you're also using 6% less ink while swinging the brush. Insane. Big Swig Roller. Increase the damage dealt when holding down the ZR button so while rolling, while moving forward by 42%. Is the Big Swig Roller going to be able to roll through chumps? This is insane. Like, this is massive. Holy moly. Okay, Salmon Run is eating well. Salmon Run is absolutely eating well. Snipe Rider, 33% damage increase when fully charged. Also 13% cheaper in consumption if you're not charging. So your tap fires are going to be cheaper. And the maximum damage increase is, wow, that's also, I will have to test this, how much it's going to change when it comes to damage thresholds on bosses. Weakest weapon in Salmon Run is getting a 40% damage increase. Wow, the Slosher might be good tier now. What is this patch? Tent Umbrella, 28% damage per burst shot increase. Increase the maximum damage dealt with a single shot to a single target by 47%. This is massive. You know, like Brellas have a limit on how much damage they can do even if you hit with every single pellet. This is massive. Increase damage dealt by the Brella by approximately 50% also. Holy, I'm sorry everyone, this is too hype. This is too hype. I can't wait to compare these. Undercover Brella. Increase the maximum damage dealt with a single shot by 25%. Again, once again, great. And increase the damage dealt by your Brella, also 25%. The Undercover Brella was already amazing against Quahogs. This will make it even better. This is so good. I love all these changes. Tri-Stringer. Increase damage dealt at the first charge level by 33%. So partial charges, which is already your top DPS option, is better. Reflux. Increase damage dealt when fired without charging by 6%. That's a minor buff. Increase damage dealt at the first charge level by approximately 4. Holy, what? If you didn't know, Reflux was already a very high tier weapon in Salmon Run with damage, and they're increasing it by 40%? Reflux might actually be an S tier weapon. This is massive. Like, the partial charges for Reflux are the best damage for the weapon. This is, and it was already a king splatter. Like, it had so good DPS. This is, holy, I can't wait to make the comparison videos. It's gonna happen in the next few days for sure. They doubled the, ooh. So it's not just the next big run. Officially, every big run will have double fish scales. Rejoice everyone, it's grinding time. Made it possible to join extra work solo. Fantastic. When joining extra work with a group of fewer than 4 other players will be gathered so that it becomes a 4-player attempt. Fantastic. Okay, they are making it freelance friendly. Yeah, the weapon overlap fixes, nothing interesting. Some minor changes and notification fixes from what I see. Wow. The weapon changes are massive. Like, this is going to be a separate video, everyone. Just prepare for it. I'm going to do the comparisons. Changes to Tableturf. Maximum rank is 999. They changed the announcement screen for winners. Players can check their own deck or give up after placing a card and waiting for their opponent to make a decision. I don't play that much Tableturf, so sorry, I'm just gonna read this out. Made it easier to distinguish between cards in the deck and cards not in the deck while on the deck editing screen. Made it so that the player's win streak in particular room displays in online matches. Made it possible for the player who created the room to leave even when other players are in an online match. Made it possible for other players to continue online matches in a room even after the player who created the room leaves. Made it so that player spectating another player's online match and different player. Okay, so basically they just added a bunch of quality of life. Okay, let's be on with that. But again, the link is in the description of the video. Then the rest in the patch notes are some changes to the lobbies, the new songs, a special room creation feature for from the Splatnet 3, which will allow you to create even more private battles with invitation URLs. This is looking amazing. And some other quality of life fixes, along with, of course, the bug fixes that usually get listed here. I'm not gonna go through all of that, so if you do want to read those, then feel free to check out the link in the description. Overall, this patch is absolutely massive. I don't even know where to start. The PvP changes are quite great too, but overall, from my point of view, Salmon Run is absolutely going to be nuts. I don't even know, like, it's game changer. This is massive game changer, but this video is already too long, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This was incredibly hype. Let me know what you think about the patch notes in the comments below. Sorry if I was somewhat whispering. This is pretty much 4 a.m. over here, but thank you for joining me, everyone, and happy Sizzle season.